Okay, here we go. So we've stuck the first bit, fitted it in and stuck it with CA and lightly sanded it to make sure it's nice and clean. And then we're just going to put some PVA glue on the bottom piece. I like to use PVA glue because it's very forgiving, and if you make a mistake, you have time to correct it. You don't have that option with CA. And same thing now for the third piece. And we're going to clean this up. And with the top piece, just make sure you have the recessed area upright. Make sure you don't put in any of the cross supports as I did, because it will break. So here we go, and we just put a square on that. And that looks fine. And we should also wipe out any excess that you have now. And it's very easy to do that. And then just go and reset this. And just leave it for it to dry. Tolerances, you have to be so careful of them that a good drill press is essential. This is, I think it's called a Cameron. I got it from Charlie Files many years ago. And again, it's probably one of the most invaluable tools for doing fine work and drilling precision. And then of course it's got the XY table on it, which allows you, once you do the measurement correctly, to really get the hole exactly where you want it. So we're going to just do a trial fit. This is part 60. Make sure this little recess fits towards the outside. Same thing on the other side. And you fit these little pieces we just made up. Now we fit the top rails in. And you see we're going to have some adjustment to be made on that. And there we go. There we go. The first problem I had was when I measured the frame that we had made up. It was 27.47 millimeters, and when I measured the cut part, it was 26.6. So that meant I had to take out some of this groove. So I decided to do it on the saw at the very start. So the way you do this is a great thing about this. So I'm going to take out a very small amount. 0.25 millimeters. And And you're going to just do this by opening up the rabbet. You must do this institute so that the frame, if you're a little bit out, the frame will fit. And of course, when you're putting the glue on, you have to be very careful to make sure that you don't stick it to the frame. So here we have it, stuck, having used this as the form to get it on in the first place to make sure it lines up properly. We need to make up 8 planks to cover the top. So again, you simply set up the saw to the exact length of the frame, and then we cut 8 pieces. Then the last 2 are not going to fit exactly. So again, it's just sanding them down together until you get them to fit. And so here we are, all done. You can put glue on the inside if you wish. It's very difficult to clean, but it can be cleaned. And just leave that to dry. Well, I have to say this was really a challenge, very, very delicate. But if you're careful, it'll all come together. And there it is. A lot of patience and a lot of care. You'll note that I did the planking different on the top of the covers. I started at the ends and worked towards the center. They recommended starting at the center to match the floorboards and work towards the end. It's just a matter of preference. Okay, we're going to cut the roof now. We did a measurement and it's 51.92 millimeters. So again, measure twice, cut once. You don't want to make a mistake on this. You have to deduct the thickness of the blade, which is 0.56. So it means that each side is going to be 25.69 millimeters. We set that on the saw and have faith in our measurement. And there we go. Exactly same size. Make sure we get it right. Put the piece with the cut edge outside, put it flat, and just double check, looks fine. And then we put CA on it. Well, here we have it. Just need to put some varnish on it and clean it up a few times, and she should be perfect. And we're coming to the end of this, so now we're going to clean up and put some of this polyurethane protection on it. This time we're going to use a brush simply because it's just easier to do this. We put a few coats on it. It will require some sanding, and it should look pretty cool when it's all done. So we put them off to dry, and then reassemble them, and I'll probably give them one more coat. Then it was on to the actual mortar bases, which are again very straightforward. Just follow the instructions, take the parts out, clean them up, and they really do look pretty good. One of the errors that we had, I haven't been able to find the instruction, but this little ledge here, which is a laser cut ledge, is too low if you want the covers like these to sit flush with the top deck here. So we had to add a little filler to get it to come up about 3 millimeters thick. Well, this certainly turned out to be quite a challenge. So here's the first one that's finished. The covers come off, and there's the 10-inch mortar. Really came out quite beautiful in the end. We still have to make the covers, but we'll do that tomorrow. Well, the easiest way to make this is actually not to follow the instruction in the book, but to make up solid pieces that fit in the various spaces. Each one is going to be different. The angle is 45 degrees, so that can be cut on the table saw. But each one is unique, and then you number them at the back, and then you plank the top of them, reconfigure, cut off all the excess, and then sand the bottom of the solid sheet, and you should get a perfectly fitting, well-balanced cover. So here the solid pieces laminated. Then we drill them with a real small drill to get the eyelets in. They're placed in, stuck with CA, and then cut at the back. And the result of that is exactly what you wanted to get. And here we have it. It's all complete. I'm going to leave the letters on the back because they're each individual units. And they're specific to their various slots. But it certainly was worth the effort in the end. So this is Kevin Kenny signing off. We're taking you to the next video. Not sure what that is because I haven't read it, but I'm guessing it's doing the rest of the deck.